Hello guys, my name is Cody and this is the Field Gamers channel, and in today's video I'm going to show you some really cool doghouse designs. So I went to my last video, my pool design video, and I went down the list and I tried to look for an idea for my next video, and the person who basically gave me this idea was Multi-Dragons654, and I'll have them, I'll have that channel link in the description of the video. But basically, in the description of this video, if you leave your comments, I will try to look for a new idea for my next video, and if I use your idea, I'll do the same thing that I just did for this YouTuber on this channel, and I'll basically just say your name in the next video. So go ahead and leave your comments in the comments below, and I'll see if I can get to one of your ideas. So let's go ahead and get started with these doghouse designs. The first six that I'm going to show you are just a 3x3. They're very small, basically meant for just one dog, and then I'll move on to a little bit bigger dog houses that you might want to use for a group of dogs rather than just a single dog. But this is my first design. What I just used were the stair blocks for the new quart blocks that they just came out with. So I used the stair blocks for the stair quart blocks. Sorry, that's what they're called. And basically, I just went around the entire thing, and then I went around on the top too, and I made them upside down, and it makes this really cool shape that you see here. And then you can basically open the door, and I can't fit in there, but the dog will fit in there nice and snugly. This is actually my favorite design for the small dog houses. I actually really like it because it looks modern. So if you have a modern house, this design will look really good with your modern house. You could even have this inside your house if you wanted to have it like in your family room. If you want like a dog in your house that is super loyal or something like that. But let's go ahead and go to the next design. And basically for this design, I just surrounded it. Basically, this is just one of the wood blocks. I think this is the spruce wood, the dark wood. And then basically I just surrounded the back area like this. And then, so it's 2.5 blocks off the ground. So the whole top of the thing is just half slab of the same wood color. And then basically what I did is I added these half slabs on the edge here to make it look a little cooler. And then you can just go in here. This one I can actually walk in if I wanted to. Yeah, but it's for dogs, so the dog can go in there. You can kind of push him in there and close the gate behind him, tell him to sit. And it looks really cool. So basically the dog can come out a little bit and still be protected if it's raining or whatnot. So let's go ahead and move to the next design. Oh, and the floor designs are all pretty random. I'm just going with whatever material looks kind of good, and you really can decide what material you want to use once you see the design. It's basically up to whatever you want to do. So this one looks like there's a bat in here. That's cool. This one I surrounded with tree bark, so not the actual cut down wood, but the actual tree bark from the tree. And I just surrounded it like this. And I put these little windows with the window panes so that it actually has some light in there so the dog can actually see. And then I just basically made this little roof with the stair pieces and a half slab. And then I just filled it in right here with the wood right here that sticks out, so you can see the tree stump that sticks out. I thought that looked kind of cool. And again, you can walk in here, let this bat go. I don't know why he's in there. You can walk in, and basically this is what the dog would see, and the dog would just sit right there. So I think it's a really cool design too. But yeah, that's pretty much that. And that one's actually taller than most of the designs I do. But now let's go ahead and go to this one. This design, I actually really like this one too because it actually looks like a crate, like a dog crate, kind of like you'd see. And it looks like it's getting dark, so give me a second. Let me turn it to light. There we go. Okay, so this one it looks like a dog crate. Basically, it's the same thing I did with the first design, except the stair pieces are the opposite, meaning the bottom row of stair pieces is all upside down, and then the top row of stairs is right side up, so it kind of gives this really cool looking shape. And again, I can't walk in, but if you push the dog in there and tell him to sit, he'll fit in there nice and snugly, which I think looks really good. So let's go ahead and move to the next one. This one, again, I used the stairs. For this one and the next one, I used stairs, but I kind of messed around with different patterns that you can use with the stairs. And again, once you get all these designs, you can probably come up with some other ideas that I didn't even think of. But you could just use stair pieces, half slabs, full blocks, different types of materials, and you can really do a lot with dog houses that way. And especially using these fence posts, or not fence posts, fence gates. That usually works really well and makes it look like a little doghouse. So basically, all of these stair pieces go all the way around, and they're all right side up, and it's covered with a layer on top that is half slabs, and this is all sandstone material. So you can see it looks pretty good. I'll go ahead and go around it real quick. It looks, you know, it's fairly small. It's not too big. Doesn't take up too much room. It's just 3x3 like all these are so far. And then I can actually fit into this one and soak in the dog. So that one's really cool. And then this one's very similar too. It doesn't have that extra layer on top like I did with this one, but these are 2 layers of upside down stairs. And then I just filled the back with just regular brick. And then basically, so it kind of looks like this when you're looking at it from head on. And again, I can't fit in here, but the dog will fit in there perfectly fine. So, and this is just, I used brick because it was something different. So you can mess around with different materials, usually depending on where you're making it and what surrounds the doghouse. Like basically, if you have a tree in the background, or where you're putting it will basically depend, what material you want to use, because it just kind of depends so that it can all blend really well. So brick might work. If you don't like brick, you can use the same design but use wood. It really doesn't matter. So let's go ahead and move to the bigger dog houses. Now these are all a variety of different sizes, but they're all bigger than the 3x3 dog houses that I just showed. So this one I think is my biggest one by far. Yeah, I think this is definitely my biggest one. You can actually walk in here and you can have maybe like 4 or 5 dogs sitting in here. So if you have like a bunch of dogs and you want to cram them in here and have a little dog house for them, I thought this design looked really cool. So basically what I did is I just surrounded the whole thing with red wool, just 2 blocks high of red wool, and then I put these windows in. And for the roof, what I did is I used the sandstone and I made it just with half slabs. I made it go across half slab, made it kind of look like a roof shape. And then for this front part, what you can see is I kind of extended it right in the center, so that here's the center where you come in. When you come out, the dog actually has a little area, just in case if it's raining, if the dog wants to like kind of sit out here, he won't get wet. And basically what I just did is I used these fence posts and made it look like it was a little overhang. And to be honest, I really like it. This is probably my favorite design for a group dog house for multiple dogs. I really like that one. So let's go ahead and move to this one. This one's actually really cool too. I like this design a lot. Basically, I just used all spruce wood, and you can see I'll go around. The back is high, and it kind of just goes down like a stair step. So skip 2 blocks, goes down a half slab, goes down another half slab, and then there's an overhang here with these 2 fence posts below. So this is the same thing I did over here. The dog can actually fit in there. I can't. And then when the dog comes out, he has a little area to be outside, but also have shelter if it's raining. And that's kind of the thing, because you don't want your dogs to get wet, because then they turn really dark, and nobody wants to get wet anyway. So but basically that is it. I like kind of making them like this where I can't get in, because it makes it look like it's more personal for the dog, like it's the dog's area, not mine. Same with this one. I'll go ahead and move to the next one. I can't get in, but oh my goodness, I don't know why there's so many bats in there. You might want to actually put lights in there so bats don't spawn. Unfortunately, I did not do that. But what you can do with this is I think this is the jungle wood. Yeah, this is the jungle wood. And I just surrounded it with jungle wood. And then I did the same thing I did over for the red house, and I made it look a little roofy, kind of like a roof. I used half slabs to make this roof look like this. And then I used the same thing that I did over here and made this little overhang, but I used the fence posts like this so that it would block me off from actually getting in. So if you want to remove these fence posts so that you can walk in, you can also do that. But I put the fence post there so that the dog can actually walk in, but I cannot. So that's a really cool design. I like that. I like this design better, but this one's still available. If you like this one, you're more than welcome to use it. So let's go ahead and move. We have 2 more left. This one is definitely interesting. What I did for this one is I used this half slab so that I can't get in, but the dog will actually be able to walk over the half slab if you just push him forward, or sometimes he'll just walk in there on his own. And basically I just used, for the corners, I used the just the regular wood from the tree bark from the regular wood, and I used that to surround the corners, and then I used the light birch wood to surround the bottom layer of the house. And then for the roof, I used the birch wood stairs to make this kind of roof shape, and then I just filled in the extra spots with the bark. So again, you can mess around with the material. You don't have to use this material for this exact design, but the thing I liked for this design was that I had this little step here, so I can't get in, but like maybe you want 2 or 3 dogs. I don't think any more than Any more than 2 might be too crammed in there, but you could have 2 dogs sitting in there, and they'll be able to get in, but you will not. So it's kind of their territory. But yeah, that is it for that one. And this one's kind of another, basically I had, my first one over there was like my modern idea for a smaller doghouse. This is kind of like my modern idea for a larger doghouse. And this one you can see is a 3x3 inside, so this actually can hold probably a good, I'd say maybe 4 dogs or so, maybe more if you want to cram them in there. But it's fairly spacious. I have these glass blocks so that you can actually see in really well. And then I just basically surrounded it with a checkered pattern with these wool blocks. You can use whatever color you want for your wool blocks. I just use these wool blocks. Or you can just make it all one solid color if you want. And then I just added these windows on the side so there's more light. And then I used the quart blocks, half slab and full blocks, to make a really cool roof that kind of goes up and then goes back down. Just like a roof, any normal roof. But for the doghouse, it looks good. And then basically I just put this half slab right here so that I could not get in. And if that's not your thing, if you want to be able to get into your doghouse, well then get rid of that half slab and you'll be able to walk in fine. But if I try to get in, it won't let me. But again, I've said this already a few times, and I think it's kind of cooler if the dog can get in and you cannot, because then it's kind of more personal for the dog's space. But that is all I have. Yep, that is all of the designs that I have for doghouses. This wasn't actually too hard. I had to, it was a little different. I had never really thought about doing doghouses before. If you would have told me I was going to be doing doghouse designs a few months ago, I probably would have said, yeah, right. But this is actually kind of cool. I actually do love having dogs on my, on the Chaoscraft server. I have a bunch of dogs. If you've seen some of my videos, I have a lot of dogs there. And so it's kind of nice to have doghouses to kind of put them in, because sometimes I just don't know where to put my dogs. So if you can make some of these really cool doghouse designs and actually have a place to put some of your dogs. And if you have a lot of dogs, you can make something like this, but make it a little bigger. So you could extend it 3 blocks out, make it wide, make a huge roof, and have an area where you can put all your dogs, make a larger doghouse if you want. But this is just multiple of my designs, and I will see you guys in my next video. Thank you guys for watching, and again, if you have any ideas, put them in the comments below. If you like the video, please hit the like button. If you haven't subscribed, then please do subscribe. I would love to have more of you subscribe to my channel so I can show you guys all of my really cool ideas. So thank you guys again for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video. See you guys later.